Hello, I'm Rebecca Guevara. I am the instructor of your course, Foundations of Mathematics Online. I am the instructor, but a lot of the material left in the course was from Miss Brown. Miss Brown and I actually switched an online class we have, so she has my trig and I have her foundations. Because the switching was kind of quickly, I kept her videos that were in there. So the videos haven't changed. There's a few things that still have her name on it because it was just a lot of work to change the name. If we go into the course, unfortunately, simple syllabus is not working right now. So we'll just have to go through here and talk about how it's set up. But this is just information on me. I used to physically be in Stephenville and teaching classes in the Stephenville and Ranger campuses. Now I'm teaching remotely because I'm living in San Antonio. But if you need to contact me, this is my cell phone. I've been using this for years because I'm either being split between two offices or having a home office. So it's just easier to give you my cell phone number to text me if you have any questions. I prefer you text me because that I can answer quicker. It's a lot harder for me to answer phone calls, especially from middle class or something else. If you wish to call me, I get a lot of spam calls. I would suggest that you text me first and ask if it's okay to call and tell me who you are, because then I can see your number on the text. And then when you call me, I know it's you and I know it's not a telemarketer. And then I have my email here, rguevara@rangercollege.edu. I have tutoring hours. So these are the ones that I'm going to keep. If you need some time out of these hours, let me know. We also have tutoring services available to you, so you don't necessarily have to tutor through me. If you talk to Kelvin Lawrence in Stephenville, he can, I mean, if you're on campus, he can find you a tutor. I'm not exactly sure who to go to in Brown right now, but if you talk to Alda Yates knows everything in Brown. She'll help you. And if you are in Ranger, we have student services. So if you go from the library and you walk straight out towards the road, there's a building down there. That's a yellow building with a garage behind it. Student services is down there, unless they changed that too. If you are dual enrollment, you probably have tutoring services available to you there as well. To let you know, like I said, so Monday, Wednesday from 12:15 to 3:30, and Tuesday, Thursday, I have from 10:30 to 11. So kind of explain what this looks like, but these are Zoom appointments because we're online. So if you click this link, it takes you here for tutoring times. So I only have the one tutoring time on my Tuesdays and Thursdays, but like you check Monday or Wednesday, it does it 15-minute blocks. It doesn't mean you only have 15 minutes to talk to me. It's just sort of given me, you know, like a time frame, like somewhere around 12:15, you could probably talk to me. Actually, sorry, it's 30-minute blocks. So it's kind of telling me when you talk to me. If you go past the 30 minutes, that's fine. If you go past the 30 minutes, we can still keep talking as long as there's not another appointment or something like that. I may have to talk to multiple people during one appointment if they overlap, but usually that's not a problem. We can do that, hit next, and then it'll tell me that you want to schedule an appointment. Like I said, my syllabus hasn't been approved yet because I'm not sure what happened there, so I can't click on that. I'll just have to kind of walk you through what we're doing here. We have this form for you. So this is just information that largely to help me, like, what do you want me to call you? What's your preferred name? A lot of people want to be called by their nicknames. If you tell me and then I still do it wrong, just let me know. If you're in sports, who's your coach? So then next time you say, I have, you know, can you email my coach? I know who I'm emailing if you have a coach. So this is if you're get a range, you play for Ranger, not if you're dual enrollment and you have a coach. Then a lot of times when you're in this course, you are either enrolled in college math or elementary statistical methods. On the off chance you're enrolled in another math course, just let me know. You shouldn't be, but things happen. And if you're not, just let me know. If you are enrolled, just let me know who's your other instructor. That way it makes it easier to cross-reference information that we need to. So filling out the form. So this is kind of where I was talking about, you might see someone else's name. So you have here your textbook. So it's just linking you, and this is actually just the bottom of your modules, but it links you to all your textbook links. So you kind of want to get there quicker. And then if you wanted to, you can print out just all the notes for this class, or not the notes, but the handouts to fill out. And you're going to need these, most likely, for some assignments here. I'll show you in a minute. So materials we need, I can essentially tell you that is you need those notes that you have up here, something to write with, definitely, you know, some sort of device with access to the internet that can go use Canvas. Your grade's gonna be broken down into homework, which is 40% of your grade. So these are gonna be combinations of videos with practice. Oh, sorry, there was something there I forgot to mention. So when building your calendar or sort of planning your time, you roughly what you should be doing is dedicating about 3 hours a week to your course. So how it usually works is you should be doing, I think it's for every hour in class, you should be spending like 2 or 3 hours at home. This is a little different because this is a developmental class. You should be spending a little less time in it, and you should be spending about 3 hours a week in the course. So you should be spending about 3 hours a week working on the material. That's kind of the idea here. Because you're not supposed to be doing really like a lot of extra work here. This is more like a review. The next part is your quizzes. That's about 15% of your grade. And basically, these are you taking those notes that you took, or sorry, when you watch the videos and you fill out your handouts, it's kind of testing you on those handouts. Like I said, the first ones are like really involved, is just sort of get down your note writing skills and make sure you get everything you should. So the quizzes are much quicker for you. So mention here that these do not require Respondus. We should be trying to do these without calculators. In some cases where you might just have to use one, but do as much as you can without it. They're going to be timed for an hour, and you should have 2 attempts at it. So if you like, you know, you do it and you make a mistake, you should be able to go back and fix it. So do not do these without really doing your notes first. Try to go ahead one more. Exams, it's about 20% of your grade. You are going to have an exam in week 5 and week 12. So if you are in statistics, this was sort of pair with statistics, because statistics has an exam on week 6 and week 13. So you don't have 2 math exams in the same week. First one will most likely cover weeks 1 through 4 material. Exam 2 will be 5 through 8, and then 10 and 11. So we've got spring break in there. So the first one will be a little easier than the second one. We're going to use the online proctoring system, Respondus. This has been paid through your tuition. You shouldn't need to make any kind of appointment. You should be able to test at home. If you're dual enrollment, you're supposed to still be using Respondus. So I'm going to be setting up for that. I'm not going to be setting up for you to have a proctor at the high school. Now, if there's a problem, you can contact me and I'll work something out. So if something's not working, like, you know, you're trying and Respondus just isn't not working or whatever, contact me, because I can try to work something out with you as well. Keep forgetting that there's one more section here to look at. Then 25% of your grade comes from your final exam. Once again, you're using Respond. This has all been paid for. An alternative to this is you can always retake your math portion of the TSI. If you pass it and you let me know about the results, then you will be exempt from the final. You'll earn an A for the course. You can, I think, take the TSI as many times as you want to. But that will pretty much exempt you from the rest of the class if you can pass that TSI. The problem is it costs $15 and you're in foundations. So I'm not talking about passing out of foundations. I'm talking about passing the TSI. Passing the TSI is supposed to cover foundations and intermediate. So I wouldn't be looking at it as the go-to option for you. And then there's your whole book right in here if you wanted it. It's your Math Developmental Emporium. So it's not really a book. It's more like a website. So for exams and practice right now is I got the instructors for using Respondus. And then we have this Respondus test in here. So this is for you to use to make sure that Respondus is working for you. So I have on here, you had to February 12th to get it working. It's really quick. It's just like, there's a picture, you know, can you see what the picture looks like? There's a website. Can you go to the website? There is a problem to work out. Can you actually get it to work out? It's just to make sure that the basic functions of Respondus are working for you. Okay, so each week it's going to have your learning outcomes listed. So without going into depth about an SLL is or anything like that, or SLO, sorry. Is SLOs are sort of your like or student learning outcomes is what they are, and so they're not necessarily going to be numbered in the order which you're doing this, just so you know. But this one here says you're going to learn to define, represent, and perform operations on real numbers, applying numerical reasoning to investigate and describe quantitative relationships and solve real-world problems in a variety of contexts. You don't have to look at these. They're just there if you wanted them. But what we have here is integers, video, and practice. And so I have to leave student view so that we can actually see this assignment. All right, so it should come up like this. So you don't have to print out all those notes at the beginning. You could just do it section by section, but this is your first section of notes, so you can download the PDF of it. And then there's these videos, and after you watch it, click to say that you watched the video. You may have another one right after it. Sometimes you have questions. Each one's different. And after you do that, if you submit it, it will give you the score. So you should be like submitting after each one of these. Okay, so get past that. Then you have some questions to work on. But what we have here with these videos is these videos match these notes here. So when you watch these videos, you should have these notes out and fill them out. And I'll tell you why here in a second. But go through those notes and fill them out because we're working on our note-taking skills. But like I said, after you do the videos, you have a bunch of these questions. So sometimes there's calculators, sometimes there's videos in the problem, sometimes there's not. All of them have message instructor. So it's going to come up as Plowman. That's me, just so you know. It used to be my name. But you put in the question and you see it has the question there, and you can send this to me. And then I'm able to go directly to the question that you had troubles with. I also like it because if you like try to get yourself a new problem, I can still see it. So you see here, it's got get a similar question. So if like I attempted this and I get it wrong, I can get a similar question. So if you do the first one and it doesn't work for you, or you do the first one and then you send me message instructor, that's the question I'm going to see. So if you generate a new one, all I would be answering is the old one. And you can do this in whatever order you want to. You can watch the videos and then not answer the questions right away if you wanted to. There, it closed on me. But like I said, you only have these three things here because I'm an instructor view. But what you have is this quiz here. So I have to do this a long, annoying way to get to the quiz. Sorry, my Zoom is taking it's sweet time today. But you're going to use those notes that you used for integer and order of operations video and practice for this quiz. So everything that was in that video, you should be able to fill out on this quiz, on that quiz, and then you should be able to easily go in here and enter those answers in. So like I said, like the first, I think 4 weeks, they're really, really involved, and then they kind of let up after that, and there are less questions, but really kind of get that note-taking skill down at first. Oh, yeah. And if you didn't notice, preview that again. It has time remaining, so you only have an hour to get through these. You have 2 attempts in an hour, as we had specified before. All right, it's having a meltdown here. Okay. And then once you're through that, then if you wanted to, you could start the next week early. One of the things I'm going to say here is that, like I said, this would have been in your syllabus, but it's not approved right now, is we have a policy at the college where if you miss 3 weeks of class, we can drop you from a course. So if you're going to work yourself way ahead, and then you're going to like have weeks and weeks of nothing to do, you might want to let us know ahead of time that you worked ahead, so we know not to expect to see work from you. Because if I do attendance on a weekly basis when it's an online class, and all I'm looking for is that you attempted something. So if you go 3 weeks and nothing's attempted, I can actually have you drop from the course. So just want to let you know, because everything is open to you, so you can work ahead, work faster, work faster if you need to. Unfortunately, we can't work slower. But if that happens, just to let me know that you are doing that. So I know what I'm doing when I start looking at participation. Usually I can catch it because I can see where you are in the notes, but like I said, just to kind of give me a heads up. So things just to kind of step away with right here at the beginning of this first week is you want to start working on this assignments this first week. You do have to the 24th, but like I said, we should be starting working things right away. My suggestion is you probably want to spend about maybe 30 minutes to an hour working on things. So I believe your note quiz, no, not your note quiz, I'm sorry. You should be able to constantly get back into the integers and order of operations. So if it does take you the whole week to work on it, that's fine. So you don't have to have all your videos down and everything, but like I said, keep those notes here because you just have to input those questions. But if you spend about 30 minutes every day or so, maybe even 15 minutes, you should be able to get through this stuff within about a week. Like I said, kind of breaking things down to smaller units might make it more manageable than trying to cram it all in at one time. And then, as I said, another thing you want to do is, as soon as you can, start trying to make sure you get this Respondus test working, because we want to make sure that Respondus is working. So when we get to exams, which, like I said, the first exam is the 5th week. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Around Valentine's Day, I believe, is when your first exam is. And that is going to be very similar to how your quizzes look, as I'm going to use your Canvas quizzes to write your test. And then you just have to, that's going to be hooked through Respondus as well. So then you just use Respondus to take that exam. All right. And then I kept trying to get rid of this tutoring, but for Miss Brown, I haven't yet. So if you see it there again, just don't bother with it. Like I said, if you actually need tutoring, like I said, you go to the, like I said, go to Kelvin Lawrence, Alta Yates, or if you go to Student Services, somebody should be able to help you at any of those campuses. We also have HSI that should be able to help. They said technically it's Hispanic Serving Institute, but they said they'll help anybody if you need help. But remember, my hours are here and I have this calendar. And if something happens and you like try to schedule an appointment and like nothing happens, well, let me know just in case there's like some sort of hiccup. As I tell everybody, this is Canvas, and Canvas has spontaneous hiccups that I never understand why they happen, but they break my links and all kinds of stuff on occasion. Doesn't happen all the time, but sometime randomly something will break. And if you see that, just let me know and I'll try to fix it. Okay, so that's kind of a quick overview of your class. If you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you have a great semester.